this. I am Sümeyye Semiha Büyük from Turkey, and I'm project specialist in the Department of International Project in Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum. I will be moderating this session on behalf of the ICYF team today. Before moving to session, please do not forget to add your country to your name and surname. It's kind of from all attendees. Today, our very special guest is Batuhan Çiftçi from Turkey. He is the co-founder of successful startup called Rackle. I would like to share his brief biography. Mr. Çiftçi was born in Ankara, Turkey. He graduated from landscape architecture at Bilkent University in 2019. Although his bachelor degree is about a very different specialty from what he's doing now, he is always interested in financial technology. As his first company, he established Kobaküs with the other funding partners. Afterward, he expanded his experiences in various platforms regarding financial technology, and finally, he founded the very remarkable startup, Rackle, which is an open banking platform for payments, data, and marketplaces using the latest in decentralized sovereign and API technology. Without any further delay now, I would like to give the floor to Mr. Çiftçi to hear his motivation, his journey, and the company Rackle more in detail. Dear Mr. Çiftçi, welcome again, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you for this, Mayor. I'm so glad to be here, and this is one of my earliest first forum that I'm joining. Thank you for joining both. Know that all the startups of which are why they are doing this job is that from 19 to here. We open.
Sorry, Mr. Çiftçi, there is a problem with your voice. We can't speak you clearly now. I think there is a technical problem. No, we can't hear you now.
I'm sorry about that. I need a second.
Okay.
Can you hear me for now?
Yes, we can hear you clearly now.
I do apologize for the sound, and I just started with the thank you for welcoming me in, Mr. Mayor and ICYF. And I am Batuhan, one of the co-founder of Rackle and Kobaküs at the same time. And we have been working in Turkey, and we are just moving to European countries and UK. As I started just 2 minutes ago, that I said that we have a motivation, we are not working from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and instead we are working like 20 hours in a day to prove ourselves not just in Turkey but in the global version. That as Rackle, we started to company because we just see a gap in the financial ecosystem and the changing fintech ecosystem. And we just step up to create a new thing and develop a new project in the financial ecosystem. And I will show a quick presentation in few minutes. Again, I just want to say thank you for welcoming me. And in this forum, I just ask you to go with the question and answer format and what we do and what's my motivation and so on. And it's going to be much better but with the question and answers. And I will start my presentation right now. Can you see the presentation right now?
Yes, we can see clearly.
As I mentioned, as a fintech, we started like building a new future of finance, and this is our motivation. So we just bored with the old financial systems, and we see that technology can be powering the finance in the future time. And this is our one of the crucial background of our motivation. And we know that like in the Western countries, in the financial ecosystem is much powerful because they controlling the money and they have a kind of background in the financial ecosystem. But with the power of the technology, the financial ecosystem is changing, and everyone from every country have a power right now to create a new fintech application or any application that they are developing, and they can be shared in a second on the social medias or on the financial platforms. This is our one of the early motivation to create Rackle. And all financial ecosystem couldn't reach most of the people in the world. We have 7 billion people in the world, but 2 billion people are unbanked. And more to that, people have like kind of unconnections and not trusting the financial ecosystem. They are still storing their monies or still paying their bills by hands to the like electricity company or any companies. This is why we just developed the Rackle in the new financial ecosystem. And what we are doing is we are connecting all the financial elements, all the banks, all the providers, like data providers, to the customers. They can see all their bank accounts. They can start payments, and they can do transactions not just in their country but in whole globe. And as I mentioned, as a question, motivation is the step up in the all financial ecosystem to create better fintech application to all the customers. Mr. Maya. This is we can go with the question and answers that I will be glad to respond to your questions with this method.
So, okay, we can go on with question and answer. And now I will take the question from the participant. Dear participants, you can use the raise hand button to ask your questions, and I will give floor to you. First of all, I can ask the first question.
Please welcome.
Actually, you are graduate from landscape architecture. It seems very far from the fintech area.
Yes.
They are very different disciplines, but I would like to ask, is there any advantage of being graduate in another discipline for your startup today?
Yes, exactly. I just graduated from the landscape architecture, which is like based on the imagination and to provide new things to the like users. And my friends, the co-founders, are just graduated from the basically computer programming and computer engineering programs. What they saw in their education time was like coding and nothing more, especially. But if you develop a team with different sectors, different professions, they can add more ideas on the topic that you are developing. And we have started the application from zero, and we didn't know anything about the fintech. What is the fintech, and like what is the ecosystem is. And since the day one, we have been working like more than 3 years now. And we learned a lot of things, how the fintech works, how the companies work, how the banks works. And we just add new opportunities on the old ecosystem, as I mentioned. So one application can control anything in this time. So we are using social medias and we just forget how to connect with the people in the real time. And financial ecosystem is also going in that way. Now, people never go to the bank branch to make their payments. Instead, they are making payments from their phones. But what they see is just an like phone screen, and we are now adding different options on the screen. And this is, yeah, we are basically different views on the topics, and they are kind of empowering us to develop new projects in a better way.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much. Please welcome.
Yeah. Dear participants, we will continue presentation and question answer together. So the presentation will continue, but you can directly ask your question for your information. Could you please give us more detail about Rackle?
Sure. Rackle is a kind of online banking platform. As I mentioned, we gathered all the banks into the one platform. So customer can see all their bank accounts in one screen, and they can start payment transaction, but not using their only credit cards, but they can transfer money from to the another person with the lower commissions. So everyone in this country, like in this world, at least using one credit card or one debit card. And when they try to pay anything like Netflix subscription or like grocery shoppings, they have to pay lots of commission. And banks were controlling all the financial ecosystem. As a Rackle, we are trying to give the power to the customers. So banks will no longer be empowering the financial ecosystem, but customers will empowering all the money controls. I can just add one quick example for that. Everyone saw the news last week about the Reddit. Millions of people just put like $50 or like $10 onto the GameStop options, and like giants just get away from the what they happen. And if you know this point of view, people just trying to get control from the big financial institutions, and by doing so, people will be empowering themselves. And as a Rackle, we are trying to give this power to the users directly. And this is basically what Rackle does in this time. Give back to the power to the customers.
Okay, thank you so much. Dear Virba Ismaila Tata, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam.
I am Virba Ismaila Tata from Cameroon. Actually, with this your eco banking system, I wish to know from you, because from your first explanation, you said you are linking banks across the world, where each and every account holder can be able to access his account from any part of the world, if I can understand you clearly. So now my question is there a possibility for someone to be a holder of an account directly in your own system without being a holder of an account in a local country, since it is digital? How possible is that?
So, as I understood your question, as a Rackle, we are linking all the customers and we are giving a unique ID for the customers. Can I ask you to repeat your question one more time, because it's going to be great to understand you better?
Yes, my question is this. If it is possible for someone to be a holder of an account in your system. I understand that you are linking the banking system across the world. But my question now is it possible for someone to be an account holder in your ecosystem or rec without going through a local bank account?
Exactly. This is what we are achieving too. Your phone is everything right now. Basically, your smartwatch is everything. And there is a new applications on the, it's called KYC, Know Your Customer Issues. And basically, you are just scanning your ID cards or your passport or anything prove that you are that person. And then you will get called from the bank that Mr. Virba, you just applied for the account from our bank. And is that you really? That is the owner of that application. And without going to branch your bank, you can approve that you are Mr. Virba, and you can open your bank account without going to the bank. And this is exactly the feature of the bank. So let's think that you have, like, all the people in here have a social media account, at least one social media account, like Instagram, Twitter, or anything. And you are proving that you are Mr. Virba and you have a username. And you have created that database. And with the new technology, it's called like KYC, Know Your Customer. It's going to be digitalized to open your accounts without going to the branch. And it's not really a utopia. It's the truth that it's happening in Germany, in Turkey, and in other countries as well.
Okay. Thank you very much. My second question is, if it is possible to own shares or to purchase shares in your company in a different country, like now I'm in Cameroon. If it is possible, what then is the procedure or what are the formalities?
So the formality.
Because in your, when I saw the screen that you shared, I saw $250. I saw that for startup. So because I believe that if I am seeing $250 in the screen that you were sharing, and it is being written on it for startup, maybe something that you start up as initial capital or something for the new investors.
Sure. So let me tell you the point is, what is the procedure of creating this application? The financial ecosystem is difficult for all the members. And we have to have a security guide that proving that we are secure platform. And then your government basically have a special criteria. Like Turkey has different one, European countries have different one, Gambia has different applications. So we are going one by one to those countries. European countries is much easier for Rackle because European Union is giving a unique one platform, one obligations. And if you get the license, you can serve in all European countries. And we have to get a license in Gambia to let you use this Rackle application freely. And I hope we will come to Gambia in this year, like in years, and we can provide these solutions to your citizens. And basically, you can start these kind of applications by going to the licensing platforms in Gambia, and we can work with you as well.
All right. Thank you very much for that wonderful explanation.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay.
Basically, Ms. Mayor, let me tell you the one big point that as an ICYF, we are gathering people. I'm just one of the members, and we have participated last year program. I'm just so glad to tell the people what we have been thinking about, what our startup does, and what is our motivation. So any project, any startup have a different motivation. You don't have to work on the financial ecosystem, or like you can work it and work on anything. In Istanbul, we have seen different or like different platform, different organization, different people doing different things. And just only thing is important as an Islamic countries, as an Islamic people, we have been losing attention to develop new projects. So we just using the credit cards created by the Americans or like different people. Why don't we create new things, new projects that inspire different people? So we have like our computers, we have like engineers, like anything. So we have to prove ourselves to ourselves that yes, as an Batuhan, I'm doing Rackle project, and it has to be a global thing that every people, every citizen of this universe should use it. We like first rule of our religion is read, and then do something great with what you are reading. And we should not forget the reading and developing ourselves. As a motivation point is that for myself, we have to read and like we have to express ourselves, all the members of the Islamic countries.
Very insightful points, I think. Thank you very much. And I need to express that I'm personally impressed by your motivation and energy. Your journey is really inspiring to see how someone can follow their own passion to create something new. At the same time, this is a very significant initiative that is very innovative and uses the latest tools in our era of information technology. But at the same time, I would like to ask about the background of creating a startup. Creating your team, I would like to ask about this. The right team is very important in the startups, as you know. How did you create your team?
We basically have friends from the university, and all the members. Let me show you basically the team members. Doğukan and Erkin and me studied in the Bilkent University in Turkey. We didn't have we didn't say that we have to work on financial ecosystem or we should develop a project. Instead, Doğukan just come to with the question that, Batuhan, there is a problem in the accounting information services. People have to log in all their bank accounts to see their transactions. And we should create a project, develop a project in Turkey that all the people can see their accounts from one screen. Basically, what Kobakus does is, as a startup in our company, we let users to see all their bank accounts from one screen. And they can earn time from these, like look into the one bank and then look into the different bank or something. And we just try to give more time to people to earn time by using our application. And then, as I mentioned, financial ecosystem is just come to our eyes that it is old. It has to be changed, and it is being changing in the other countries. And we should do something to develop as a three co-founders to develop a new project. We just being friends, and we just develop a new project. And as a question, it is important to choose your teammates, and those teammates shouldn't have to be like intelligent people. It just have to have a passion on developing a project. Yes. There is a question, I guess, asking someone.
Let me check it, Mr. Batuhan.
I have been hearing a voice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, from Asghar Khan from Pakistan. My question is, investment in digital currency like Bitcoin and many other is safe. Sometimes digital banking and accounts are risky. How someone will be convinced to invest in digital currency? I mean, whether investment in digital currency is safe or risky.
I'm not expert on the digital currencies or Bitcoin or the others. We are using blockchain. We will use blockchain more in our daily lives. So trusting a machine will be kind of more important than trusting the people. And Bitcoin created a platform that blockchain platform basically. People are now trusting that. People in the globe are just believing on the dollars in the 20th century, but the dollar will be losing its control on the financial ecosystem, and it has to go in a way, in a different method, and blockchain is one of the examples. So time will show us that Bitcoin is right thing, or Bitcoin is just a fraud or anything more. We will see the time coming and hope that blockchain is going to be real. It's my idea that Bitcoin is going to be the real currency that we will use in the future.
But your platform is very different from this kind of digital things. You're giving assurance, as I understood.
Yes. We basically are giving a integrating platform, we are. And in other financial institutions using blockchain can use Rackle, and we can integrate it with those platforms. But our crucial point is we have to be in financial ecosystem in somehow. If they are using just the blockchain, we have to be in the blockchain level because we are following the trends on the financial ecosystem, and we are not currently supporting blockchain currencies, digital currencies, but in the near future we might be supporting the Bitcoin and other platforms. You can trade Bitcoin from one to one, like you are exchanging dollars. So we will supporting those applications as well.
Okay, fine. And Mr. Umar, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question, please.
Assalamualaikum, Gochujan. How are you? First, and my question is that how you are taking advisory, how you are making your advisory board, and how do you deal with them, and what are the what is the equity actually you give them when you want to take on board, and actually what and how many hours actually they give you in monthly basis or weekly basis. So actually I want to know about this system. Can you please enlighten us about this?
Advisory board is changing from one job to another. We went to the advisory board members like Kubilay and Haluk, Mr. Haluk. We showed our project and we said that, Mr. Haluk, we are these people and we worked on the Kubicus and we are trying to create a new project called Rackle. Could you help us on the developing this project? And they said they believed us. They believed in our motivation. They believed in our confidence about how we are going to do this job. And we are basically giving nothing them, but we are stealing their time, effort, and anything. And the only reason that they are in our advisory board is they are believing in us. And they are telling that, yes, you are doing something, and we are going to be pleased by helping you on your journey. And there are some people I know as an advisory board are giving some like 1 hour in a week, and they are taking a commission or like they are taking an credit from your project. But our advisory member board is totally believing in us, believing what we are doing and our mentality on the project. And I hope I answered you for your question.
Yeah. Thanks.
And if you are looking for advisory boards, by the way, try to use incubation centers. They are helping a lot to find who is really good at helping you on your project, if you have one.
Yes, yes, we are incubated already. Yes, you are right.
Mhm. So just express yourself. If they believe in you, that will be great.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Is there any question? And then I would like to ask again,
Please.
what were the main challenges that you faced through your startup journey? I would like to discuss about it. Starting it with the right business model is an issue, and continuing it with best strategies is another issue. What is the specific challenge you faced in this journey?
Thank you. So let me come with the question with this like story of us, basically. Like being a startup is really hard thing because you are telling the world that you have a project which is changing the ecosystem that you are working on. And as a Kobakus and as a Rackle, we have been dealing with the financial ecosystem in the Turkey. We have visited 50 banks in Turkey, and we have spent like around 1,000 hours to encourage them and to make ourselves that yes, people were looking on the bank accounts from your applications, but please let the customers to see their accounts from our screens. And we spent like 1,000 hours. We slept on the bank branches to get the documents to start the application. And it's been 3 years that we're still having a struggle with the for the banks that we try to, how do I say, we are a startup and we are doing a fintech, and you are a giant, but we are just a small step up in the financial ecosystem. We are trying just to making ourselves that we are good people trying to do good things for the people. And every startup basically have a similar struggles. And it doesn't matter what sectors they are working on. But if you are a startup, you have to face with the difficult people, like difficult giants to success your story.
And at that point, I want to ask another question from Nivine Nasrallah. She's asking, in your opinion, what are the main pillars for sustaining a startup project?
Team is the first one. If you don't have a team, you will lose everything. And without building your startup. And the second thing is basically your passion on your job and your patient. Two different things. If you are confident enough what you are doing, you will succeed in any way. You will lose it in the first time, you will lose it in the second time, but you will kind of like eventually success your startup. But without a team or without the people believing in you, you will lose everything. You cannot create your startup. I hope like this is my opinion, by the way. And you're welcome. I can see right now the chat.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for responding.
Alaikum salam.
And what do you think that how many team members we have to build in a team to be a real team, or it depends on the project?
It doesn't matter the number. It's just your.
It can be a team of 2.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
You shouldn't expect that like 50 people or like 20 people. If you are believing in your project and if you are believing in yourself, with your partner, you will just add more people on your team. The first rule is, if you like, just believe in yourself, and if you believe in yourself, you can kind of
convince people in your idea.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And from Ahmad, I saw the message.
Another question. Ahmed Navid Zahid is asking, what lessons did you learn and what advices do you have to us?
Thank you, Ahmed, but I'm not really that much confident about myself, about my lessons, because we are always taking lessons from our mistakes. And without a mistake, you cannot success anything. That's the first lesson we learned it. You have to fail to success, so to succeed it. And my advice is just don't be afraid of falling. Without falling, you cannot jump on the stairs.
So, Mr. Çiftçi, how did you motivate yourself when you experienced a failure or when you are trying to face with challenge? What made you to come through them?
Basically, my motivation is I want to get retired in my 50s. And till my age, I should be productive in any way. And that's my only motivation, by the way. And the second motivation is, as a Turkish person, as a Turkish people, we know that we are not a stupid people, and we can develop a project that everyone in this globe can use it. And why other people doing and developing a project and why we cannot develop it? And if they do so, we can do better project, better financial ecosystem, and so on. This is our motivation. That if they do one, we should do two things, and we are now doing that. We didn't have any money in this beginning of the project, and we couldn't find any financial supporter, but we believed in the project, and we convinced the people. And we still believing in the project that is going to be successful in the globe. That's the key motivation.
Okay, thank you so much. And Amnahan is asking, can you advise about the finance options? How can we convince the advisor board or financiers to invest on our projects?
Those people in our advisory board is basically at the CEO level people. They've been working on the bank or the financial institutions, and we show what they want to see from us. Basically, we tell them that financial ecosystem is old, and this is our proof to those people. And without the investment, we said, if you are going to support us, we develop a better thing, better financial ecosystem. And no matter that if we fail, because we know that we will do this job in somehow, and they believed in us to stay in our advisory board. So we will fail, by the way. We might fail about the Kobaküs, about the Rackle, but the only thing that we will not give up on this project. Losing isn't giving up. As Elon Musk said in his seminar, that he said, I do never give up, because everything is going to be lost if people give up. So don't give up and just be yourself. Did we have a missing messages, by the way?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you, Mr. Çiftçi.
I'm also reading the messages.
Yeah. As well. I would like.
Please ask the questions, because it's going to be much better if you're asking the questions, everyone.
Yeah. Do you want to continue the presentation, or is this okay with?
Sure. Basically, I will show up our roadmap. Basically, I'm doing showing the roadmap because you have to be planning every step that you are taking. Like stepping up is important, and planning is these steps is going to be really important. If you just start up the team, if you get your team, you have to say that like what we are going to do and how we are going to do and what we are going to do, when we are going to do. And you don't have to exactly on schedule, but for the see the future of your project, this is going to be important to have a roadmap for your future. Yes, I can tell my mail address is batuhan@rackle.io. I'm just typing here as well.
So, dear participants, we are coming to conclusion. If you want to ask any further question, you can raise your hand or you can write the chat box. Please, we are waiting for your question. It's a basic question, but I would like to ask another question. If you have any startup idea and a team, how will make you sure that you have the best business model?
Everyone comes with a mind every day, basically, in our team members. We are waking up to do more things in every morning, and we first share the idea that we have, and we are not sleeping, by the way, like 4 hours in a day or something. In the rest, we are working, and we are just sharing, and then those ideas is just gathering in a box in our house or in our office. In every month, we are discussing about what project is really important to work on and what project is not important. And if you like have a trash bin, use that trash bin as a like box of the ideas. What we are doing in this recent time, they're just gathering all the ideas from ourselves, but not from ourselves only, from the friends of us. Like everyone ask a question about like, Batuhan, I'm having a trouble with the bank accounts. Can we do it in a better way with the Rackle? Just a question, but it's coming our mind, and we are really making an important steps with those questions.
And once you have the best model, Mr. Çiftçi, what should be the right way for young startups to sustain it? You just advised to apply incubation centers. Other from that, what may be the ways to develop the idea and most importantly, find the necessary funds?
Like incoming models are really different from one project to another project, or from the one country to another country. People should have giving more attention, like testing the ecosystem is important. In 2017, we developed the Kobakis project, and we gave freely to all the customers, all the people we know. And they said they send the feedback about how they are using and how they are trying to get paid from the Rackle project, from the Kobakis project. And we reshaped all the incoming models by the reaction by the people. And it can be changed from one to one. And from the incubation centers, they can get more advice, more kind of focused ideas, focused opinions about their countries.
So, thank you very much. As last question, Nivina Nasrallah is asking, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Yes. Thank you. I always wonder how to convince people by a project or idea that you believe it's important, but in their opinion, it's not important. For example, like an ecological engineer, you think of conserving plants or threatened plants, and you find it important to engage citizens in this and spreading the citizen science. But people say, oh, humans are are being dead or they're starving or something like that, and you're thinking of plants. So I always wonder how to face this challenge.
So my first question is to you: do you really believe what you are saying
Yeah.
about what you
Yeah.
are developing?
Yes, sure. Because it's my duty as like I've involved in this through my major.
Yeah,
I've got involved.
I'm not asking that really question. I'm asking to, if you believe, you will find a way. Like we spent like 50 investors. We talked with the 50 investors in the beginning, and nobody
Yes.
believed in us. Really, they said this is a kind of stupid project that's working on, and instead giving money to you, I can like spend this money in the like holiday or something.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
investor said this, but maybe that person is not the right person to get the investment.
We have
You,
to
you,
look for more people.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because every time you talk with the people, you will find different ideas about what you are doing. You will learn from that member, that investor, that this is not a good idea, because
Yeah.
he will say about the project what is wrong, what is coming his mind that is wrong. You will learn from those ideas,
Yes.
his
Okay. Thank you.
perspective. You're welcome. And one more question.
Yeah. Sarah Muhisi is asking, yes, please unmute yourself and ask your question, Ms. Sarah.
By the way, I should just stop the sharing. I do want to see better right now. Please welcome.
Yeah, please welcome, Ms. Sarah. We are hearing you.
Okay. This presentation was very insightful and comprehensive, and I learned a lot today. My question is like, what is your marketing approach? How do you reach the customers, and how do you attract them? I think that's very vital in a startup, the marketing approach. So I just want to know about that. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much for your question. There are different categorization on that customers. Like there is a B2B, business to business, business to customers, business to customer. These are different marketing ideas, different marketing approaches. And basically, there is no single answer to that question. If you are making a social platform, you should focus on the individuals, to teenagers, to Z generation people. But if you are making a financial fintech application, you have to focus on more older people, and you have to give more different marketing ideas. The only thing is, first get the information from your close friends, like family members, or like university students in your university, or like co-workers and anyone. Just tell your project to those people and get the reflection. With these marketing like ideas, you can develop different philosophy on that.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the answer.
I hope it's the answer that you are looking for.
Yeah, that's really great, the answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think this was the last question from our participants. We can conclude, but before conclusion, I would like to take your last advices to these young entrepreneur candidates here. Is there anything you want to say?
Estağfurullah is not my like level of giving advice. This is just what we faced in 3 years, and they will fail. Like every startup will fail, but failing is not a really important thing. If you survive in any way, if you can work after the failing, there is a good sunrises. Just work hard and just look forward for the sunrise. And thank you so much for welcoming me in again. And
Yeah, thank you, dear Mr. Çiftçi. We have come to the conclusion for our session in Inspiring Stories. This was the sixth session of the program, and your story was very insightful for us. I would like to thank you on behalf of ICYF family for your valuable contribution to our program. And I also would like to thank all the participants here for their interests and their questions. I hope to see you again.
thank you so much. Inshallah, we will see each other in a real soon.
Inshallah. Stay safe, be fine, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam. Have a great day. Thank you.
Let's take a picture together.